Started. Good morning, everybody. Welcome back. Today is October 23rd. Sorry I didn't have any music playing, but how are we today? Let's do a checkup from the neck up. Let's start with Bree. Good morning, Bree.
Morning.
Good morning. Hey, I could do one of those corny things like give you a word that would describe your feelings where you're at right now, but don't worry, we don't have to play that today. But it's important to me when I connect like this, and I want to open up not only just saying good morning to Bree, but Skyla, Natalie, Sean, Sequoia, Tim, good morning to you guys also. And Crystal, I'd like to chat with you also. David will be joining us in a little bit. This morning I had a little connections with a group of students, the three of us, right, Natalie? And one of the things that was like, what's on your radar, we talked about, and everybody shared a little bit, and we listened. And I didn't elaborate a lot, but what's on my radar is actually this right here. It's on my radar is not so much this webinar, it's the importance of staying connected and trying to get a system where communication, two-way communication can be, how do I say this, fostered or utilized for both of us. And I'm not perfect. I'm not going to be able to answer every email or text within 12 hours, sometimes 24 hours. I'll do the best I can. So if there is a situation, it's not intentional. I just want to it's one of the things that are on my radar, a concern of how I can improve. But systems like face-to-face once a week, coming on your day. Good morning, Jelani. Good to see you with us this morning. But just being, on your scheduled day, and yes, I'm flexible to alter a little bit, but I want to stick to that scheduled day as much as we can. Number two, attending webinars. That's where a lot of information and assistance. And one of the benefits of this webinar, my personal opinion, my perspective, maybe not yours, is the ability to schedule a later time to have this one-on-one through a video conference. Not that we have to look at each other and talk, but just be able to see where you're at. And even if you're home or at places you can't get into G2S, this is huge. It's an ability to schedule later time. So that's important. And it seems to me that the feedback I'm getting is your texting seems to be the best form of communication. And it is for me to a point. And I have to be honest with you, even though I do say, hey, reach out to me, text me if you have a concern. But I also have to be careful about texting you. I know some of you may have gotten a text early morning. And I got to be careful of that too. So that's on my radar not to do that. And at the same time, having you understand that if you're texting me late at night with my family, that I may not be able to respond right away. I may not be till the next morning or the next day because I am trying to eliminate. Good morning, Alyssa. Good to see you this morning. I'm trying to eliminate some distractions in my life. And not that you are not a distraction, you are a priority. I said it again. You're not a distraction, you are a priority. There's a big difference. My family is a priority. Work, my job, can be a distraction. All right? Your work, your job, or even school, is your life, not your life, but at times can be a distraction because there's got to be a time for you to carve out for yourself. And that's huge. So really, good morning, Brandon. Good to see you this morning. So when I was talking about my radar and some of the things that challenge me, I'm sure they may challenge some of you. So the word distractions coming, and how do we block some of those out? And maybe you're not struggling with it. I am. So I was confessing this morning to a young lady in the milieu about Netflix can be a distraction. My wife and I do carve out some time. We'd like to watch it, but there's also things I got to get work done. So as silly as that may sound, really the theme today, this morning, I want to just kind of push out to you is just that. What are those distractions in your life that may be getting in the way? And I think I blew it up numerous times, and I'm struggling. And I'm just going to be a little vulnerable with you this morning. I'm struggling with some of those that are in my life and trying to achieve the things that I want to achieve. So I know if I am, you probably are too. So the reason I put this out there and to put on your radar is next Tuesday is the end of the marking period. Life is about deadlines. It is. It's fact. We try to navigate and be flexible, but next Tuesday I have to have grades in. So this is why I'm really reaching out to you in this webinar. It's great to see a full boat, whether you're just getting up or whether you're like, I got to get work done, but Q says I got to be here, whatever it may be. Well, let's continue to plan and have opportunities to talk and schedule that. I'm not perfect. I may not always be there the time you are, but I'm going to try to eliminate those distractions so I can be available during the course of the day for you. All right, so things on the radar for me, for you that you need to know. These are not distractions. These are priorities. Priorities for me coming up is on this Friday, I am a road warrior. I am on the road Friday. I'll be in Ludington, chatting with you, Chris, a little bit. I want to make a journey down to Oceana County. I am at some coffee shops, meeting with a handful of people. So if you need to get a face-to-face day in and you didn't get it in this week, I will be in tomorrow morning and all day today. So if you need to just pop in today for an hour or so, need to chat, need to help, hey, I'm here, what can I do? Today's a great day for that because I know I haven't seen all of you. And tomorrow morning, tomorrow afternoon, I'm pretty well booked and won't be available as I want. I can still be available to you tomorrow afternoon via this video way, though. I'm in meetings and I'm scheduled to meet in between people. It's hard to make myself available that way. So I just want to push that out to you. Next Tuesday is also our end of our marketing period. And I also want to push something out here on the, I'm going to pull it up now, just a random little piece on our website. We're in the process of revamping our website a little bit. I wanted to show that to you because it does have a lot to do. There's a running video, not the way I like to see it. I kind of work on this a little bit. But they're also on our webpage. You'll notice some important Wolfpack dates to remember. I want to push that out to all of you virtual students. There's a time for a break. It looks like lime for a break, doesn't it? But some adjustments need to be made. But we have a Spirit Week coming up. We haven't identified that very much yet. We have a Veterans Day program. I don't know about program, but we're going to have a salute to our veterans on November 11th. I'm pushing that out to all virtual students, getting some feedback from students how they may want to help with that. If they want to build that into a project or elective. I know not a lot of time to plan for that. Thanksgiving break is announced. I want you to take a look at that. And we have something I want to push up to all our virtual students is the exhibition day, December 11th. Now, that's about 6 weeks out, and it's not a lot. So how would a virtual student want to be involved with an exhibition day? Two things. I want all of you to come in on that day. Even if you don't have anything to exhibit, even if you didn't work on an individual project plan, even if you did not do a credit recovery or if you just worked on Play-Doh, it's okay. But I really want that week, December 11th, as all students come on in, I want you to walk around, enjoy. We did this last spring. It was phenomenal. We had over 300 community members come in, and we had hot dogs, food all day, and we had like a 2.5-hour block where people just came through. I want all you virtual learners, put that on your calendar, on your radar, that December 11th, we're having a school-wide 1 of 2 exhibition nights coming up. So more on that later. And Christmas break, I don't know if you realize, we have that Friday off, and being virtual students, you're not required to attend any webinars. Actually, I will be having a webinar on the 19th from a secluded out-of-country area. I'll announce that later with a guest speaker on that day. I really want you just to check in. It'd be something different. I'm excited about it. I have a guest speaker in another country that I will be with them face-to-face. So I'm going on a trip, and on that day, I've asked this person to be my guest speaker. So that's good. I'm going to have fun. I hope you just pop in and watch us because we'll be a long ways away from home. So more on that later. Anyway, I wanted to pull up the website just to show you some dates that have been posted. Any questions on those or questions that you may have about?
No.
Go ahead. Thank you, David. It looks like it's awesome. We have a full house joining us today. This is fantastic. Kara Smith, good morning. Good to see you joining us here today also. Hey, Tim and Sequoia or Nico, I appreciate it. I got a group text that you won't be in today. Appreciate you giving me heads up. Just like the rest of you, keep me informed. That's all right. But if anybody, once again, would like any one-on-one just to connect with me virtually, let me know. We can schedule that later today. So today's my day to get after it. Hey, all right. Couple of items I have that are I think are vital, and I'm not going to go into great detail with it. Yesterday, I hope you looked at that webinar. Keep this in mind. If you miss a webinar, go right on this Canvas profile here, and you can look at the webinars and click on a document and get credit. Someone did that yesterday. That was awesome. I'm not going to call the person's name, but that was awesome on their part to submit that account. I keep attendance, folks, so it's part of the gig. But there was something we shared out yesterday on alternative Google searches. And there were some of you here live today that looked at it, and I'd like you to weigh in a little bit, because I know, David, you were one, right? David, you were one that was here, right? Correct?
Yeah.
Which, there was like...
Sorry.
Okay, man. There was 10 alternative Google searches. There was something else you could use other than Google. David, what one did you like? Did you think it was pretty cool?
I like the Wolfram Alpha.
Yeah. What did you like about it?
I thought it was cool, like how it could help you with math and like show you how to do it in that.
Yeah, and if you're not, thank you, David. If Wolfram Alpha, I met the gentleman, his last name is Wolfram. He's a professor at Harvard University. He spoke at a conference I was at. And this is going global. This is a great tool for helping you not only math, but computation skills. So we're not going to watch that video today, but I just want to throw out a reminder to you. There are some cool searches that I'm going to use as a tech tip down the road that you can use to help you with your coursework. It's no longer going to go. What we shared yesterday, if some of you have a mic on, you want to just mute it, get some background feedback. I don't mind barking dogs, but I can hear in the background. It's all right. All right. Hey, just there is some, the tools that use to Google are only for one thing. It's to gather your information to sell you something. Google's interest is not to give you content as you may think it is. That may shock some of you, but it was our conversation yesterday. If you want to see what the conversation was about, you can either watch this video up here or you can go to the video that I recorded the webinar. We had a little discussion about it. So check that out if you haven't. I left it up there again for you to browse. And what is he talking about? Alternative searches. So I would make that one of your first things you did after this webinar today. Don't get into courses. Watch at alternative sources. Okay. Now, I want to end our webinar. Before I end our webinar with this piece, you've got to see this. You've got to see this shut distractions out. I know the picture of the line with the headphones. I love it because I've seen this twice since I put it up here. This is a metaphor for you being, I think, the warrior within all of us, or what I refer to as each of us have that greatness, that ability to go out and conquer and to do the things we seek to do. But we're totally distracted by a world sometimes we don't even know it. And I'm telling you, it's real because I'm even victimized by it. Distractions are those things that are not a priority in your life. And they're there, and you know it. And I'm guilty. And I work every day to control the day so the day doesn't control me. This video I watched was a subtle reminder to me how I can become more focused. I want to write a book by the end of this year. When I say write it, I have to finish my outline. Right now, I am not able to get the distractions out of, right now, they're getting in my way. And I have committed 2 hours a night. And I even down to the 6:30 after I watch the local news. I don't care about national news because it's all about whatever. And I give myself to 8:30 every night to do that time. I'm getting distracted and that time is being taken away. So I'm getting frustrated. This is a great reminder. Last night was different. I got able to get back on track. Felt really accomplished yesterday. So whatever it is that you're looking to accomplish, this is a great reminder. So how do you drown out the distractions in your life is the opening question, but I'm not going to go through the webinar today, but I want you to think about that question right now as we take a look about shutting out distractions. We'll end the webinar today with this. Crystal, I'm going to make a phone call to you. We'll chat after this. I'll just chat you with on the phone. After the video is done, we'll just sign off. And look forward to seeing all of you tomorrow. But before we start the video, does anybody have any wonderings or questions before we begin the video? Or need to schedule a gathering or meeting with me? Well, please text me. Crystal, I'll be calling you in just a little bit. All right. How do I shut out those distractions? This couldn't come at a better time for me last night. I want you to check it out.
In today's world of overstimulation, seemingly unlimited distractions and short attention spans, it's no wonder there are so many people who don't succeed. It's no wonder so many people never achieve anything significant. It's no wonder so many people never reach their true potential. If you want to achieve anything great, you must shut out all distractions. Successful people are focused people. Successful people could go through a space where they shut out everything, where they lock in on the task in front of them, lock in on their goal, lock in on their dream. If it is important enough to you, you shut out all distractions. Shut the door, turn the phone off, turn off social media, lock in, focus, and get the job done. Recent study pointed out that the average adult spends around 1 hour and 40 minutes every day on social media. That is nearly 12 hours per week, 50 hours per month, 660 hours per year. It adds up to 128 days over a period of 5 years. 128 days wasted every 5 years. Imagine if you lose that time better. Just imagine if you replace that wasted time with completely focused time, working on something you love. The person you will be in 5 years' time will be very different depending on which path you choose to take. Some people succeed. It's called on George. They're like puppies of football. These are come along. Social media, picture, comments, text message, TV show, right now, and the attention of millions is reaching people to them and change them up. If we see on $1 million idea, something that could change their life completely, as soon as that phone comes along, they follow it. Day in and day out. Meaningless distractions get people away from life and concerns. Meanwhile, they are left feeling empty inside because they have to feed their soul the pride that comes from self-growth. Growth from shutting out the world that will call them in their dream. Growth from finding a way, missing the beam on it. Growth that comes from you go beyond the if you find it in you. Every time you choose something over your own, you form a bad habit. A habit that gets stronger. Eventually overpowers your own. Form a different habit. Habit of discipline. Discipline from shutting out what most wrong, so you have to use most strong. Habit of holding all in. Habit of integrity. We see the ball matters. You got something that matters. Make it a priority. If you continue doing things, set out distractions in this world, and make your own priority. Steve Jobs once said, people think focus means investing in things is not focus. That's not what it means at all. It means saying no to 100 other good ideas that come up. You have to get careful. You have to be able to shut out everything. But the most important thing that you must do right now, get it done with 100% of your presence and attention. Give it everything you have, your heart and your soul. I'm sure your best it will lead to the next best result. Zig Ziglar said, that is the direction. Not lack of time. It's the problem. We all have 24-hour days. Now that's the truth if I've ever heard it. We all have 24 hours in a day. How you spend that time will determine where you end up in life. How you spend your 24 hours will determine if you live with pride or regret. How you spend your 24 hours will determine if you survive or thrive. Now it's time to focus. Lock out the things you don't need. Lock in on the life you must have. So for now, you can enjoy life.
Yeah, I don't know about you. I'm going to go conquer my day. Go conquer your day, everybody. Have a great, blessed day. We'll see you tomorrow. Thanks for popping in. Stay connected.